Hello, guys, and welcome to a new music class with Miguel. Today, we're going to learn how to develop your story. Okay, this session is going to be developing your story. Now, the objective of this session is simple it's for you to be able to apply this technique, the one we are going to learn today, in your song so you can plan out how your story will be developed. Now, to make it a little bit more detailed in what I'm trying to do, let's do a simple introduction. As a songwriter, one of your main jobs is to keep the listener interested. That is true for songwriters, for it's good for movies, books, any type of story. The main job is to keep your listener or your audience interested, because if they're bored, they're not going to finish the entire song. They're not going to finish listening to the song. They're not going to finish watching the movie. They're not going to finish reading the entire book. So it's to keep your audience interested. In this case, from the beginning of the song all the way through the end. Okay? That's why you shouldn't say everything in your first verse. Because guess what? Then your song is over. Then all the rest of the song sections will simply be a repetition of this idea in the first verse, and it's going to make it boring. Your audience is going to be like, okay, you told me that already. Let's just get over with this. Okay? So it's going to make it boring. Okay? So try to stretch out the story in a way that the listener, the audience, is interested in each part of the song. That is what we're going to learn today. Also, what you should do is to develop your song story in order to create a journey for your listener. Okay, a journey has a beginning and it has an end. So that way you're going to keep your listener interested all the way through the song. So for this, the technique we're going to be learning today is the 3-box technique. Simple name, easy to remember. The 3-box technique. So it's going to look like this. Here you have 3 boxes. You have number 1, number 2, number 3. Box number 1, as you can see, is the smallest of all. Then box number 2 is bigger, and box number 3 is the biggest. Why are these like this? So, in box number 1, you're going to have like the main idea or the first idea of the song, the beginning of the song. Then when you move to the second part, the second box, it's going to introduce new information, but it's going to contain already the emotion or the meaning that the first one had. That's why it's bigger, because number 1 will already be contained in number 2. Same thing happens with number 3. Since it is the biggest, like the ending of the song, the one that carries the final story development of the song, it's going to carry all the emotion and the meaning from both box number 1 and box number 2. Maybe you're not understanding this. It's okay. Let's do an example. So, the example is this. Let's see you're writing a song. We're going to be using this 3-box technique to see how the story can be developed. Okay? So, here you have the information in the 3 boxes. So, box number 1 says, "Are you really happy? I'd just like to know." Okay, so maybe in this part of the song, you are asking your significant other, your couple, or your ex, you don't know yet. Are you asking, are you really happy? You look happy? I'd just like to know. Then the second part of the story, the second development will be, when we were together, were you with another man? Did you cheat on me? Were you not happy when you were with me? Was I doing something wrong? Were you going and meeting with him behind my back? I'd just like to know. And then in the third one, you can say, all I wanted was just for you to be honest. If you really wanted to be with another guy, I would have stopped you, because if you were not happy, how can I force you into this thing where you're not happy? So you could have just told me about him. I just wanted to know. Okay, so you have a clear development of the story. The whole idea of the entire story might be honest relationships. Okay, so how can you tell a story about an honest relationship? About a relationship that wasn't being honest. In this case, the woman. It could be the man. Either way is correct. Either way is possible. So the first one is seeing that person now, asking her, are you really happy? You look happy. I just like to know. Then asking her about what happened before when they were together. Did you cheat on me? Were you meeting with him behind my back? I just like to know. And then in the end, all I wanted for you just to be honest. Okay, you could have told me about him. I just wanted to know. Why did I repeat the phrase, I just like to know? Because that can be the line of the chorus. I just like to know. It's a phrase that can be repeated, and that can be like the main idea of the song. And with honesty, I just like to know. Sometimes a lot of people just say, don't lie to me, just tell me what it is. Even if the truth hurts me, even if the truth is not what I want to hear, it's what I need to hear. So I just like to know. I just want to know. Just tell me the truth. So this is an example of developing your story through introducing more information. At the beginning, you're just asking, are you really happy? You look happy. You don't know much about it. But then each time you introduce more information, that is developing the story through introducing more information, more content, more facts. Okay, that is going to make the listener interested in the way that he or she is going to say, okay, what's going to happen next. That is one example. Let's see another example. Again, we have the three boxes, and then we have this. First box, I was lonely. I was always longing and wishing for love, love, love. Box number two, now I've met you. I'm happy and I am in love, love, love. And box number three, let's promise ourselves that we will be like this forever, always living our love, love, love. Now, how is this developing? As you can see, in box number one, you say, I was lonely. You're talking about the past. In box number two, you have now I've met you. You're talking about the present. And box number three, let's promise ourselves that we will be like this forever. You're talking about the future. Okay? So in this case, it's developing your story by moving forward in time. Okay? So box number one is past, box number two is present, box number three is future. Okay? Again, I repeated the phrase love, love, love because that can be the chorus. You're talking about love. Okay? A story about love can take many turns, can be a lot of different things. In this case, the song about love is about how I was lonely in the past, but now I met you and I'm happy, and that I want to be forever with you in the future. Developing your story through time, past, present, and future. And the last example we're going to be seeing today is, again, three boxes, and then we have the information in the three boxes. Box number one, you are so beautiful, you're so amazing, you're the best thing I have seen. Then number two, I've been looking for something like this for so long. Okay, I've been searching and searching, and then I found you. And number three is, we will always be together. Okay, we're always gonna love ourselves and have a family and have children and grandchildren and the whole thing. Okay, so in this case, as you can see, because of what I put here in red, box number one is you, box number two is I, and box number three is we. Okay, so in this case, we are developing your story through different perspectives, you, me, us. Okay, and that's another way of developing your story, changing the perception. Okay, so the first part of the song talking about you, the second part of the song talking about me, and the third part of the song talking about us. Okay, so those are three examples of you can develop your story. So what you're going to do as your task is you're going to take the theme of your song, the one that you already chose. If for some reason you thought of another theme or another story, go ahead, change it. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So use that theme of your story and that story, and you're going to be doing the three box technique. So in a Word document, develop your story using the three box technique as you saw in the previous three examples. Okay, It's not writing your song yet, so you're not gonna write a complete verse in box number 1 or a complete verse in box number 2. Okay, it's not about writing the song or the verses. We're not writing song sections yet. We have only written the chorus, but now let's not write the verses yet. We're only gonna write what each box is gonna have, because you're gonna have a guide of how to develop your story. Okay, so you can choose any of the 3 ways of the 3 box. Okay, introducing more information. You can do past, present, future, or you can use different perspectives. If you find another way of doing the 3 box technique with a different type, go ahead, be my guest. Okay, but I think these 3 are probably like the easiest ones, and it's going to be a little bit harder for you to find another way. But if you do, go ahead, let me know. Just let me know in your task. So you're going to be using one of these 3 strategies of the 3 box technique as your developing engine for your song. Again, begin your task with your name, your class, and the subject. Okay, so do that. If you have any questions, let me know in an email. If you need an extra help session, go ahead and we can work something out. Do this task and upload it to Schoology. And I will see you next class. Bye-bye.